Welcome back. Sister Margaret Noon is a pioneer whose tireless campaigning helped build Australia's first children's hospice in the mid-90s. Now, at the ripe old age of 90, she remains part of the fabric of very special kids' hospice.
Lights, camera, action.
Yes.
Do these glasses make me look grown up?
They do. Put them on again. Okay, take them off. Put them on. Yeah, definitely grown up. You look like you could be my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got yourself a client, buddy. 8-year-old Marley lives with numerous life-limiting conditions.
Marley was born at 24 weeks, and because of that, pretty much all of his systems have been impacted.
Marley spent his first 6 months of life in hospital.
Yeah.
When Marley was born, he was only 687 grams.
Until the mid-90s, families with kids like Marley didn't have a dedicated space to accommodate their needs.
To have a very special kids hospice who can take care of Marley, you know, they have the facilities, just really gives us that break every now and then that we need.
Very Special Kids became Australia's first children's hospice when it opened in 1996. They've gone on to help thousands of vulnerable children and their families. Spearheading it all has been one very special sister.
Sister Margaret's a visionary, hardworking, she's very pragmatic. She built the organisation really on her determination.
She's a force of nature. We're here because of her, and we're still here because of her. She's woven into the fabric and the heart of the whole place.
I'm sure you would a challenge.
You saw right through me straight away. After working as a teacher and principal for more than 20 years, Sister Margaret embarked on a career change. On a trip to the US, she began working with children suffering with severe illnesses.
We had groups of children, and they used to have the opportunity of talking about what was happening to them.
Do you remember a moment where you thought, this is really powerful?
Yes, all through my teaching years, I'd only known one child who died.
Yeah.
It was a new area that I hadn't addressed.
Would you say that you had a fire lit under you?
Probably, although I didn't know what I was going to do when I came back.
Right.
Met up with two families who were supporting one another during their child's illness and death, and they asked me to coordinate the organisation.
That organisation was Very Special Kids, and Sister Margaret, their very first employee.
I introduced hospice care for children into Australia because at that stage it was unknown.
Yeah.
They almost didn't want to know about it, but families kept asking for help. Our little board here, who had no money, I said to them, I want to build a hospice. And they said, oh, this woman, what does she think she's talking about?
Sister Margaret, not one for beating around the bush, went to the top, meeting with then Victorian Premier Jeff Kennett.
We walked into the room and he said in his gruff way, what do you two want? Oh, Margaret wants a property. We didn't want it out in the sticks somewhere, away from community. You know, once upon a time, we didn't hear about these sort of things because they were hidden away.
You struggle to find a property, you're convincing the government to give you this one, you have to raise all the funds, and finally the day arrives.
Yeah.
How do you feel at that moment?
Exhausted, I think. Into that stage.
28 years and a world-class renovation later, Very Special Kids is now helping kids like Marley.
I mean, it's 24-hour care. As one dad said, my wife sleeps one night and I sleep the next. How long can you go on like that? So it's really important that we're here.
When you look around and you see it thriving, do you feel a sense of pride?
Oh, absolutely. When I see the difference it makes to the families.
But if you ask Sister Margaret, she's not important. When did you stop being important?
Long time ago.
Right, okay.
Look, I visit the hospice. I come and see the staff, but they don't need me.
She had a goal or a want to do something, and she made it happen for families like ours.
What are you trying to do?
Making a fort.
Oh, you're making a fort.
So tell me what happens when you build a fort. Does someone come and...
Destroy it.
Who comes and destroys it?
Brad.
Brad. Who's Brad?
The chef.
Comes and destroys your forts?
Yeah.
Oh.
He pretends to be a monster.
Why does he do that?
I know it's him, but he thinks I don't know.
Do you want to maybe tell him it's time he stopped wrecking your forts?
Yeah.
Go on, tell him.
You need to stop wrecking my forts. Brad, I know it's you.
Yeah, Brad.
I know you're the monster.
Do you like very special kids?
Yeah. I get to have yummy pancakes and build forts.
I'm so glad you did that investigative reporting on Brad.
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
That was really...
It's a true crime podcast coming up, I think.
We're yet to hear from Brad, but of course...
You provided a
I'll update
statement.
you.
That was such a beautiful story,
It's a
Wally.
beautiful place. You can't help but feel that. When you, and Sister Margaret's...
Amazing person.
Yeah, you know those people who just effortlessly are better than you in every way?
Yes.
It was one of those sort of things. Just their contribution is enormous.
It was beautiful work from you and also from producer Neil. Time for a break. More project coming up.